Episode 6. I think after 5 episodes, I think it's only right I get an episode. So we got Ghulam here interviewing me. Yeah, we'll see what questions he's got lined up for me. I don't know, I'm scared to be honest with you, but let's see. let's see.
No, I got you. We'll start off nice and light. So obviously you started this show, The Current Act. What kind of made you want to start it?
Oh wow.
And who would you say it's for, really?
Okay, it's easy to say. It's mainly for me.
Yeah.
Just look back on, seeing the people I've met, different aspects, different perspectives I listened to throughout. Well, when did I start this? Well, it's been 2 months already. I was surprised to even get 5 guests on it by now. So I've done well in that aspect. And why I started it, simply I like talking to people, especially. Learning their outlook on success, where they are in their current state. That's why it's called The Current Act.
Okay.
And just a way to kind of have a visual log of everything I've ever spoke about, really, with interesting people.
And how would you say it's gone so far? Like, how do you think the conversations have been?
I've not had an episode yet that I think has been boring or a waste of time, because everybody has done things very differently.
Yeah.
Past 5 have been very fitness related, obviously, but it is my first. Harry, Mikey, Abiola, Kian, everyone's in the fitness space. So it's a good outlook for me who enjoys fashion. I like, keep myself healthy, but I'm not a fitness guy in that sense. So it's nice to see their aspect on what I do. Nice to see my aspect of what they're doing as well. And it's all on video so everyone can see it.
100%. So do you feel like it was kind of beneficial to reach out into a new niche like fitness? Is it something you'd consider yourself?
I wouldn't consider it myself, but the people in fitness, I've always noticed this as well, I've said this before, they are more welcoming. You probably noticed it as well. A lot of guys who are into fashion or even in music, they're very, not arrogant, but almost closed off.
Right.
I think me and you were like that as well, in a sense. You don't open yourself up to many other new people. And people in fitness are always kind of like, yeah, come into it, get involved. So it's nice to see that I want to kind of implement that into what I'm doing.
100%.
Like,
I feel like it is kind of fair to say as well, it's a bit more like, you could say kind of like community driven. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, heavily community driven.
People that have that common goal kind of come together. Like you have like run clubs, things like that. People kind of working towards a common goal. Is that something like, you said that's something you want to implement in what you're doing?
Like communities.
How would you go about doing that?
I love cars and I love clothes. We spoke about it again. What I really want to do is have a car show and we have a runway. Both coinciding. Because I feel like a lot of people who love cars, it comes to a point where you have a certain amount of taste with how something looks. I feel like that's very clear, very transferable into clothes.
Yeah, like
you care about aesthetic. You care about what you're putting on your body. You care about how your car looks, and they both go well hand in hand.
Okay. I mean, you are kind of doing quite a few different things at once right now. Like you've got the cars, you've got the clothes, you got now, like you say, you want to build a community kind of thing as well. I mean, if you had to pick just one of them, which one would you pick? Like if you could only do just one of them. Or do you feel like you're not at the stage right now where you want to pick?
If it ever came down to picking,
yeah,
I think it would be cars.
Yeah.
If I ever had to pick one niche, would be cars, only because I've loved them since being born. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 100%. I never shut up about them. I feel that's the one thing I can always have a passion in. I feel like it might come to a point where I'll reach a certain age where I don't, not necessarily care too much for what I'm wearing, but what I'm wearing won't necessarily be
a defining factor.
Yeah. It'll just be what I'm wearing at that point, type of thing. Like I might come to a point in 10, 15 years I'm just like a dad, just wearing whatever the hell.
I hope so. But like,
you hope so.
You hope so. Maybe like a drippy dad or something like that.
Yeah, a bit of thing about me, but it won't be
a dad in 10, 15 years.
It won't be a point of.
Into it.
It won't be a point of content.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, not something you'd be looking to monetize.
No, it won't be something I want to monetize. Cars, definitely. I see a bigger scope monetizing cars.
Okay, and how would you do that? Do you think? In terms of like monetizing it right now, because obviously at the end of the day, everybody's got to eat. You have to eat as well.
Monetizing cars, I'd love to have. There's a lot of car guys out there who they collect them and then they make interesting videos on them.
Yeah.
Going out, driving about. If I could make my own version of Top Gear, that'd probably be the dream.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Kind of like a car show kind of thing.
Car show, guys who just love cars, having fun with cars especially. Not just like, I don't want to be the guy who has a car here and like, right, I'm gonna take it, like none of that.
Yeah.
Do something interesting with every car, because every car you could do something fun with. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah. And obviously you have the tuning business as well. I don't know if you've talked about that before, but
I've touched on it a little bit. Obviously, the tuning thing kind of works well. I only did that because last year I thought I needed something to get into, and tuning was something, and people are walking over. Tuning is something that's quite interesting. It's an easy step into people who maybe don't enjoy cars and they want to get something more out of their car. You can just slap a tune on, and it's fun, and it works well.
How would you say that business has been going so far? Like, what do you think your shortcomings have been, and what do you think you've done well so far?
My shortcomings definitely is I'm not on social media enough with it.
Right,
which
okay.
is the
In
main
terms of,
reason
like,
of
marketing,
why,
or?
marketing. Main reason why I even started recording in the first place was I wanted to build my personal brand to build other brands.
Right, okay.
But in other ways, it's working well. It's one of those things that it's heavily word of mouth.
Yeah.
Obviously, mainly it's at the garage where I'll do most of it, and it's not as glamorous as I wanted it to be, in the sense of I wanted to be more performance oriented.
Right, okay.
But now I'm more commercial we're doing more commercial vans, taxis, people who want more MPG out of their car rather than the performance.
100%. But I mean, if you're kind of getting those clients regardless, and you don't really have to chase down prospects, because obviously everything's face to face.
It's a good cash business for sure. Obviously, I want glamour out of it, but not everything can be glamorous. Not everything can have a aesthetic about it. As long as it's making money, it's making money.
100%. So you'd see kind of that it's more of like more from the business side, as opposed
that's
to not,
definitely
not
more
really
of
a vanity project.
No,
is it?
no, it's not like a passion project. Not like Ostera's.
Okay, cool. Okay, so now touching on Ostera as well, like it has been a little bit of a while since you've kind of dropped anything with that. Do you think that's because you're kind of having to balance all these different things, or?
100%. It's because I've got too much on my plate. Not that I don't want to drop Ostera, but also at the same time I don't want it to become a chore.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
If you know what I mean. I don't want it to become where, I feel like I have to make something. I'm always designing. I'm never not designing. And the biggest thing with Ostera always was is heavily reliant on how much money I can put into it.
Yeah.
Heavily reliant on it. So right now is not the time where I can kind of put all my money into that. I kind of put money into things that can give me money back. Because clothes is not one of those things that it doesn't make you money. Especially at the start, it does not make you a lot of money. You're losing out more than you are winning.
Yeah.
So there's plans for it, obviously. I planned, obviously, when it was January, the release in January, to release every month. And then I didn't give up on it. I put my focus onto building my personal brand. Because I knew that eventually will help that, regardless.
Okay. I mean, like, so you said this is what, your sixth episode now?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like, if you could kind of go back to when you were filming your first episode, who was that with? By the way?
Isma.
Was that with Isma? Innit?
Isma.
So just before shooting that episode, if you could tell yourself something, like you now, after shooting all 5 of the other episodes, what would you tell yourself kind of to set yourself up for the next 5 before you catch up again with these like on your 10th?
To be honest, I feel like because all 5 of them, except one, I kind of knew beforehand. Well, technically except Kian as well. But the first 3 I knew beforehand. It didn't feel like I needed to prepare in any real way.
Okay.
It was more of a catch-up, just on camera. But I would probably, I think maybe I've done it in this type of format from the start.
Right. Kind of more of a conversation?
More of a conversation. I feel like in the car, especially with Isma's, I was more focused on making sure I'm driving right, because at the end of the day, you get distracted.
Right, okay. You didn't have a lot of control over what was going on.
Yeah, that's what it was. So I feel like this format is definitely much better, which is why obviously going forward it will be like this.
Yeah.
But that's probably, that's genuinely the only thing I changed.
To play the devil's advocate, I kind of like that you had like kind of something different in each episode. Like with Kian's episode, you kind of had the idea of like walking kind of in nature, and the other ones were in the car. Like, would you kind of like tailor it more towards depending on who you're interviewing?
Yeah, definitely. I think it would be, because Kian's made sense because we were in nature. Obviously, he's got all terrain. I feel like maybe if I did like Harry's and Mikey's, that maybe
go for a run or something.
Or maybe go for a run. Or I think going for a run and talking is a bit of a headache.
Yeah.
But maybe like going to a running track, something like that. Isma's heavy into like, High Rocks training or whatever. We did that at like a High Rocks gym, something like that. Yeah.
I feel get one of the boys to put you through the paces.
Yeah. Something like that.
Might be a bit much though, no?
It'd be a bit much, but I feel like it'd be a nice experience. A more entertaining episode as well, because you're going to see me struggling.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to see someone struggling at some point, so it's fun.
Yeah. I mean, at the start as well, you kind of touched on like that you want this is more for you. like in terms of like kind of seeing where you're at and where the other
Yeah.
person's at as well. You're obviously meeting a lot of new people. Obviously, the first couple of guests were people you knew already. For like the next like 4 or 5 episodes before again you hit your 10th episode, like what are your plans? Have you got anybody exciting you're going to bring on? Are you going to kind of venture out of the fitness kind of space?
I'm trying to get out of the fitness, get into a bit of music. There are a couple of fitness people I've got lined up. Obviously, I've got, you know, some people Kian suggested, some people Abiola suggested I'm going to get in contact with. Even people who have their own like actual businesses, you know, we've got a couple of friends who obviously got their own like hospitality businesses, like food and beverage and whatnot. Try and get into those spaces because they aren't glamorous, but there's a lot to learn from those businesses as well.
100%, yeah.
How they run it, how they started it, what made them want to start it. You know, it's a different type of thing because it's not so much as passion oriented, because regardless of how passionate you are about food, for example, it's got to taste good. And you got to be able to handle the criticism of people not liking it and not enjoying it. And then obviously the startup costs. And there's a lot of conversations to have with those type of people, that someone who's got a run club or clothing or community that wouldn't experience and wouldn't know about.
Yeah, I mean, like what type of comparisons, like kind of touching on what you just said, what kind of comparisons can you draw from the people you talked to so far to kind of the businesses you're running yourself?
The one thing I learned is community kind of helps everything. I feel like when you've got a community of people around you who deeply believe in what you're doing and you're like-minded, it helps push out to other people, because people are curious and people are sheep at the end of the day. If they see a big group of people doing one certain thing, they'll just naturally gravitate more towards it. And if you've got a big enough community, you can get a massive cult following.
Okay. So you feel like
I think that's the biggest thing I've taken for the past 5 for sure, is community.
The importance of building your own community and your own group and that.
Yeah.
How would you go about doing that for yourself?
I've been thinking about that, and to this point I've still not decided on what it is, because
Do you not think that's something that kind of comes naturally with time, or do you think
I think it comes with time. It comes with time, because I think, let's put an example of our friendship group, for example.
Our friend who, sorry?
Our friendship group.
Okay, yeah, sweet.
So we've all been in school together since how long has it been? 11 years, no,
been a fucking
13
while, mate.
years since we started
Yeah.
school, yeah. Obviously, since we left school, everyone broke apart, but we've kept this, I say, a smaller group.
I'd say that's natural with all friendship groups, but I kind of get what you're saying.
But my point is, I think the group that we have kept, we all have very different interests.
100%, yeah.
So I think the only 2 similarities me and you would have is clothes,
Yeah.
and obviously creating content.
Kind of just do
We're just
creative stuff
creating,
in
yeah.
general,
We are the more creative ones, so you can't build a community with 2 people. I think a lot of the people have grown around their friends. Not saying I'm unhappy with my friend group.
Let
Let me clear that one up. I'm saying that
I kind of get what you're trying to say.
my thing is more...
Not to jump in, but you're kind of... Are you kind of, correct me if I'm wrong, kind of trying to say because people... We know these lot for like the last 10, 15 years, let's say, yeah? But me and you know each other well. We're quite close because of the clothing thing. So not to discredit your friendship with them, but they probably have other pockets that they're more friends with.
Yeah. Like our points of interest are very different. Like they all love football, sports, clothes. You know, everyone can dress, but they don't look like, they look at what we're wearing right now and think, I couldn't wear that. And they've said it to us. You couldn't wear that, and that's fine. That's perfectly fair. So I feel like my biggest problem is I don't branch out enough.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm gonna have to build a community. I'm gonna have to branch out.
Oops. Yeah.
So that's obviously all I've got to do, and it's just more so. I think certain things will come with time, naturally. When you start forcing something or chasing something, it tends to run away from you.
Yeah.
So it'll come with time. I'm not like dead set, like, you know, tunnel vision on building a community, but it will come with time. That's 100%, for sure. That's for sure.
I feel like one thing I've noticed as well is when you're kind of going out and putting yourself, like you are doing now, which I rate highly actually, like when you're doing like interviewing people and kind of putting yourself out there, you kind of attract those type of conversations and the type of people that have those similar interests.
Yeah.
Whereas you could just sit in your room and like be posting your clothes or posting your car stuff. If you're never actually going out and talking to anybody,
if you're not outside and people aren't seeing it,
nobody knows what you're doing. Yeah,
it's like even when I'm posting with obviously the videos, and obviously I'll post a link or whatever, and the guys will all repost it. That's putting different eyes onto whatever it is.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
At the end of the day, everyone's got so many different interests, and they might not think, oh, I want to see like I don't want to see Harry talking, but they might follow the page and be like, all right, you know what, cool. There are these different perspectives that are enticing to some people. Some people just like listen to videos in the background. Me and you both do whilst we're working.
Yeah.
We'll have like a video on in the background, like a podcast on or something. So you just kind of have it on in the background.
For me personally, I do like the content you're posting in interviews as well. That's why I agreed to help you out with this one. I feel like it's a nice little milestone as well. It's kind of like, it'll be good to look back at this video, like you're saying, when you get to that 10th video and see kind of how far you've come.
Yeah.
I think one thing I said to you the other day as well was like, when we talked about like cringe, and like when you cringe at certain things.
Yeah.
If you're not cringing at the first one you did, or like you're looking at it and thinking, shit, then you should have done this different, that different.
You're going to cringe regardless. I mean, I look at videos from 2-3 weeks ago and I think I could have done something a bit better.
Because that uncomfortability, there's a lot waiting for you on the other side of that as well, isn't there?
But I think a lot has changed in my videos. Like you remember my first few, you always tell me I'm too monotone.
Yeah.
I'm very monotone. My biggest thing, I didn't want anyone in the house hearing I'm making videos.
Yeah.
Just naturally, just because I didn't want, I don't know, I just didn't want it to be a thing of, I feel like the person that mum and dad see, the person I'm on the videos is two very different people. Naturally, you know, you're different at home.
Actually, I feel like that's with everybody. Yeah, I feel like you are kind of, everybody is a different
I have
version.
to become more comfortable with showing my personality on camera that my parents otherwise wouldn't see.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's the personality that is more engaging. So that's why I was very monotone in the first few videos. Now it's more of a, I don't really care. Now that everyone knows, so it's like I've got nothing to essentially hide. You know what I mean? I've got nothing to be like, oh.
I know sometimes when you're editing, you'd be telling me you can hear your videos playing downstairs. Like,
yeah, I can hear my dad watching my YouTube videos. Yeah. Obviously, my thing was, well, I swear a good bit. It's a bad habit.
Shout out uncle.
It's a bad habit. I do swear a fair bit. So when he's watching and my younger brother's watching it, I don't want to set the example of swearing.
100%. But at the same time, I feel like you can't. If you have that in the back of your mind whenever you're recording, it'll be hard to be authentic.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're inauthentic on camera at all.
No, I mean you see me. I mean at this point, more than I see my own family. So
probably
if anything, you probably see a more authentic side than they do these days.
I do agree with the point of like you kind of have to code switch, kind of.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
it's
have
natural,
to.
In it.
You got a code switch for the family. Yeah, 100%. It's like you code switch with different friend groups.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it is. I just got comfortable in just showing the personality that I've got to show online. Really.
Yeah.
I can't have a what do you call it? Like a toned down version of myself online. You have to be very eccentric on camera.
True, but yeah, I get you. It's more about being like authentic in it, which I think you do put across quite well. I feel like you have been doing this for a second now. Let's talk about the clothing, and then you gradually added like the personal branding, car stuff. I mean, since you started all of this stuff, what do you think is the biggest L you've taken?
Well, I mean, if you talk from starting it from austere, because that was the first thing.
Yeah, we could go back to that.
Which
I mean, or just in general, something that has been like the most transformative for you to kind of, in terms of like in your business, what do you think has been something that you've had to kind of push through, or kind of made you feel like you didn't want to continue for a while? Because obviously it has its ups and downs, isn't it?
Nothing's made me not want to continue.
Yeah.
In that sense, I think I've taken breaks just because you get creative block and you get kind of run out of ideas, and I think a lot of times it's I don't know if it's called like imposter syndrome or something, where you don't feel like you deserve to build a platform, deserve to have one.
Right, you don't feel like you would be the voice for it. But obviously that's just
because sometimes I think
mental roadblock kind of thing.
Sometimes I think, why am I doing this? Like what do I have that's different to anybody else on camera type of thing?
I can relate to that. I feel like quite a lot of people, everybody who stepped foot in front of a camera has definitely felt that at some point.
Yeah. Obviously, like I'd say last year was quite a difficult year in the sense of, for a period of time, not having the devices I used so often.
Right, okay.
In the sense, obviously, I'm not having like a MacBook, which is not a be all and end all, don't get me wrong. But I think it made everything so much easier just because of it was a tool that makes all of this 10 times quicker.
Yeah.
So not having that, obviously I took a break out of that. It was probably a good 6 or 7 months of no. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
A good while of not, having a solid way to edit, I say, because we'd have I'd record videos of us on hikes. And I'd go back home and put it in the PC, and it sounds like it's about to take off, and it just wouldn't export. So see, then obviously, I've got my another MacBook and everything. So now it makes it easier. And in that moment, obviously, I thought, oh, everything's finished. It's all over. And for a week or two, you know, you feel sorry. You're feeling sorry for yourself. You're kind of thinking, oh, what was that? You kind of think, oh, what the hell's going on? Why? And then I just kind of thought to myself, well, I had a talk conversation with my parents, and they kind of said, listen, regardless of your circumstances, you got to do what you have to do.
100%, yeah.
And if you're going to let certain roadblocks now affect you, you're not setting yourself up right for the future, where life can throw literally anything at you at any point.
100%.
You got to learn to just take the hit and keep going. So I think that's just what was the original question?
Original question was like, what do you think's the biggest L, or
so
like
that was
biggest,
the biggest.
What's been the most transformative thing?
That was
you?
the most transformative for sure. I had to look myself in the mirror and say, you know what? There's certain things you don't do that's right. You need to fix them, and stop being a pussy really in front of the camera. And just start, just as simple as we put it. Stop being scared of people's opinions. Everyone's gonna have an opinion regardless of what you do. I could do anything, and someone's gonna think something's off, or he can't do certain things, or who is he to speak, or
opinions are like arseholes, and everybody's got one.
Everyone's got one, so what does it matter? You can't please everybody. You've tried to please everybody, you please no one.
And one thing me and you have discussed in the past as well is obviously the fact that we are surrounded by quite a lot of people as well, but you have to kind of dial in on who actually is your target audience.
Yeah.
And you can't take advice from somebody that, don't get me wrong, it's always nice to hear what people have to think about your stuff, but you can't take advice from someone who the product isn't really for, or the end product isn't really for.
Yeah, 100%. It's like a lot of my videos, especially the fashion ones, if I get opinions from people who don't care about fashion, don't get me wrong, I don't shut the opinion down. I'm always welcoming when someone's giving me an opinion.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, but I think the biggest issue with people giving opinions is they almost say it with a sense of snarkiness. Not always. When it's not directed to them, they kind of have a sense of entitlement giving their opinion.
Right. Okay.
Sometimes I do want to say, no one asks. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just want to say, bro, I didn't ask you.
Yeah.
But you just can't, because if you start acting like that towards people, they're gonna. If anything, it's fuel for them.
Yeah, and I feel like at some point you kind of have to look at it as fuel as well.
Yeah.
The fact that they took their time out of their day to actually take in what you produced,
and
then still had something negative to say about it. It held up enough mental space in their head for them to actually.
It's like when someone comments something who I don't even know, somewhat negative or whatever it is.
I feel like that kind of stuff kind of makes me laugh. It makes me smile. Though. It's good,
It's funny. I feel like I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
If you're making someone angry, or if you're invoking any sort of emotion in somebody, you're doing something right.
Yeah, 100%.
Regardless of what they might be saying, because especially if they don't know me, it can't hurt me.
That's what you're doing for. That's what you are doing it for at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah. At the end of the day, if someone's hating on you, you're doing something right. That's just what I'll think.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Regardless, someone's hating on you, something's going right. We got an audience.
Are we?
No, we're 2 people. Oh. But carry on.
Freeze a crowd anyway.
Well, there's 4 of us now. But go on.
Where were we? I was gonna actually touch on what your next steps are now. Because where are we now? We're now in May. Have you kind of got anything, like any type of milestones that you're looking forward to in the next few months?
I see the milestone is I want to hit like, I'd say 1,500 followers essentially on TikTok. I think it's been very stagnant. I've been posting like crazy.
Yeah.
But it's not moving. And again, that doesn't demotivate me. Because in the back of my head I think if I stop posting now, and then I'll never know. You know what I mean? So I say ideally by the time I'm 23, about 1,500 followers.
And when is that for everybody watching?
23rd of August. So I've got what? 4 months?
4 months.
Is that bad maths?
It's your birthday, not mine, bro.
4 months. 4 months. I've got 4 months. So I think it's incredibly doable. I mean, TikTok's one of those apps. You could post one video and it might just hit, and that's it. You get that target in a week.
Yeah.
And then it's also some of those where you can post for God knows how. Like I've been posting since January now. I'd say 90% has been very consistent. I've had like a week or 2 off where I've not posted for a while.
Yeah.
So it can happen at any point, and that's all I'm waiting on really.
Look, I'm a little bit forward this way.
I'm waiting on that moment, really.
100%. And are you gonna kind of separate everything now, or are you gonna post everything on your personal thing, like in terms of?
I think
like
the only
this
thing I'll
type of
separate
stuff?
is probably this,
Uh huh.
in the sense of on Instagram. I feel like Instagram is very different to TikTok. TikTok, I can post all this on one account.
Yeah.
I think Instagram, it values blocking into niches a lot
Specific niches. Yeah.
more. So this will also be on like an Instagram basis, but other than that, everything will be on one. It kind of just shows I'm not just doing one thing. I don't ever want to tie myself into one niche.
Yeah.
So it's what I think TikTok's probably my better social platform anyways.
I'd say neither of us kind of took a traditional route
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like career progression and things like that. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, 100%.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, how are you planning to monetize the things you're passionate about, and how do you kind of split between monetizing something and actually still enjoying it? Like we kind of touched on how with us there's been kind of a disconnect because you have to focus on stuff that you can monetize a lot faster.
So
Like how are you going to kind of split that going forward?
So I think the big thing with building a personal brand is you end up getting brand deals, especially when you start hitting niches. Let's just say if I hit a fashion niche, for example. People will start sending product to me. That's like a plan for monetizing, let's say, the fashion side of things. This could be where someone might reach out to me and say they want the platform to talk onto.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they might, offer money or anything essentially for that and become transactional in that way. So there's a lot of different ways you can monetize it. My main focus is brand deals and whatnot, because obviously, like I try to keep it as brand safe as possible, not talking about certain things that, could damage a brand in a certain sense. Not silencing myself, but also at the same time,
Being kind of conscious, yeah.
conscious of what I'm saying online, and then the digital footprint is real, so it's gonna be even if I delete it, someone's gonna have it somewhere.
I'd
So
say it's pretty clean.
it's clean so far,
It's
100%.
pretty clean, yeah.
I don't plan on ever diminishing that. 'Cause then you don't ever want to knock down your whole empire just because of one brick that was laid badly 10, 15 years
Ooh.
ago.
Write that shit down.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling
Write
you,
that shit down. Yeah.
yeah. Obviously, we didn't. Neither of us went traditional.
Sorry, move your hand down
yeah.
from your face.
Neither of us went traditional after college.
Yeah.
Obviously, the plan for me originally was to go into engineering, aerospace, being a pilot, whatnot. It's not that I don't want to do it. It's just one of those things that it's just no longer a priority. I feel like it came from, as a kid, I wanted to be a Formula One driver. That didn't happen. I thought the next best thing to kind of chase some sort of adrenaline would be a pilot.
Right, okay.
You know what I mean? Kind
As long as you're not driving at the same speed. Actually, you'd be driving it much faster, wouldn't you?
a plane, much faster. Yeah, that's concerning for me.
Actually, that's concerning.
Right. So yeah,
I did engineering too.
similar type of thing. And then obviously I started off there in college, and it was in the last year of college, and I kind of thought engineering just doesn't move me. I don't want to. I could stay awake all night designing and like plotting and planning a
Plotting and
campaign
scheming.
and everything. Like
Sorry. No, but I get what you're saying.
like
yeah.
planning and like
It kept your attention, didn't it?
it kept
Yeah.
my attention for hours on end, where I would go down, like no one would see me. But if you gave me my assignment to do, I just didn't want to do it. So I took the break for 3 years, didn't go to college, I didn't go uni, worked, and nothing was moving. So then obviously, as you know, you got Asian parents, I've got Asian parents. I'm the eldest son, you're the only son. So I think we got similar experience,
Correct.
similar levels of pressure. So eventually I caved in and thought, okay, let me go uni. It wasn't like I was in the back of my mind, and I went for 3 months and I hated it. Every minute of it. And it almost felt like a chore going into it. I was like, I'm going in, I'm driving all this way, and I'm just sat in this lecture, and the lecturer don't seem interested, I'm not interested, no one's interested. It's not an environment where you want to learn. So it's like, I'm just not continuing with this.
I get what you're saying. I feel like times have changed quite a bit where it used to only really be the only kind of pathway to
Yeah. I
any
mean,
type of security.
about
I don't
20,
think that's the
25
case
years ago,
anymore.
yeah. Where you would, if you didn't go uni, the next thing was just to work up a 9 to 5. Like work up the ladder. That was about it. Now I think there's so many different ways to make money, it almost becomes overwhelming. But that means opportunity is just much, much higher. So uni isn't something that I need. Not like I don't discredit education. I think it's good to have it if you're passionate for it, but it's just not for me. Never has been. I don't think it ever will be.
I feel like you say education is not for you, but at the same time, doing something like this is pretty educational for yourself.
I say
I don't
education in the
think you've
traditional
ever
format.
yeah, you never really stopped learning though. Like you're saying, you're meeting all these new people, kind
Yeah.
of learning.
I think it's a
Everybody's
different
kind
type
of, you
of
get
learning.
tidbits from everybody.
It's more creative, it's more hands-on.
Yeah,
I think a lot of education, a lot like uni, for example, a lot of it's theory-based and a lot of it's, you know, you're learning what someone else has done and trying to implement what someone else has done into this. Whereas I want to just do what I've done into what I'm doing.
yeah,
Like if I was to be an engineer, I'm not exactly going to be able to like, unless I was like, what, 20 odd years online, make something on my own or build something on my own type of thing.
What would you say like your biggest doubts right now are, and how do you kind of like overcome them?
My biggest doubts is if this was all never work. But at the end of the day, that's the same doubt is the same thing that fuels it.
Yeah,
Because you almost think of it as it has to work. And if it doesn't work, let's say if I put 100% in for the next 10, 15 years and it didn't work, like we said it before, I'll happily go get a dead-end job and just go about my life.
it's a morbid way. That's a morbid way.
It's a morbid way of
saying it, but I get exactly what you mean. Yeah,
If it comes to a point, like let's just say right now, I've got no responsibility on me. I've not got a wife, I've not got kids, I've not got bills to pay in that sense. So I can take this risk right now. Where let's say I did have that and I've got mouths to feed, then I'm gonna have to sacrifice my passion and just deal with the responsibility.
yeah,
So it's morbid, but it's a lot of people's lives and they just accept that from the beginning. I just don't want to accept it right now.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that's a really good point.
Yeah.
100%. You've obviously got all three things now.
Okay.
Which one are you kind of most excited for going into like the next quarter?
Would you mean what all three things?
So obviously you got the clothes, you got the cars, you've got this.
I'd say this for sure.
And would you say this ties into your personal brand, or would you say this is for any other niche?
I think this is this ties into the personal brand because again, you see me in a different format.
Yeah,
Like a lot of people who watch these videos and they'll compare to my TikToks and they'll think, you see two different sides of me. I feel like this is where I'm talking more with purpose. I'm kind of putting my point across better. When I'm on TikTok, I'm just trying to, you know, make it engaging, like putting anything and everything out there.
yeah,
Whatever I can record, I'll put it out there. But this is more refined. It's more something that's got some substance to it rather than just me just waffling.
yeah.
So this is
100%.
something I'm more excited for. Obviously, this ties in with the personal brand. The car stuff, that will kind of just come with its time. And Austere, I'm not planning anything until winter essentially.
Okay, so you're kind of
So I'm
you're looking
planning
to do
it,
like a winter drop.
yeah. So I'm planning
capsule,
it from
something like
now, obviously. Yeah, it could be a much more complete collection, but it's all designed from now. Like what I showed you before
Yeah,
is all for them.
that was really good as well.
So
Actually,
that's what I mean. That's all
that
for
still
them.
kind of ties into like the kind of motifs you're running with right now. Is that
Yeah,
something
yeah.
you're gonna?
I don't ever want to get rid of obviously the eagle and the butterfly. I think the butterfly, it came from, I had the butterfly at the start, obviously. And it's just something I kind of moved past from.
Yeah,
And I feel like the eagle is more of an animal that, I don't know, it's like, the biggest example of the eagle was, not the biggest inspiration for it was like Ralph Lauren, they've got the teddy bear.
right. Okay,
And you know how the
like
teddy
a
bear,
mascot kind of.
they've got a mascot and like the teddy bear, they'll have the teddy bear that kind of, it's on their clothes and it's almost its own persona in itself.
Yeah,
And obviously, it's the logo right now, you can't tell it's the outline, but it's the eagle eating the butterfly. The butterfly's the old logo, the eagle's the new one.
right.
So I'm not saying the eagle won't change, but as of right now, it will just be eagle in that
That's
sense.
kind of the brand identity.
That's the
for you, yeah.
identity for now. It can always move, and that's why I like kind of basing on an animal, because it gives the people more of a mascot. It gives them what would you say? Like a figure to kind of look to that will, instead of having Austere, if they see an eagle in that format, they'll think of the brand as well.
Yeah, I mean, like for any brand, I feel like it's important to have like a brand identity, and like if you have something like that people can relate to.
The biggest one I can think of off the top of my head, like Cortez, for example. A lot of people didn't know what Alcatraz was until he puts Alcatraz on his logo.
Okay.
And you look at Alcatraz now and you think, Cortez.
So yeah, so when you like see Alcatraz or anything, like any movie or anything relating to that makes you think of Cortez.
Like, obviously, I would have said myself, obviously I knew of the place beforehand.
Right, I'm with you, but
There's a lot of people who I've spoken to who will say, I've seen it on TikTok a lot of times. People have posted Alcatraz and then they're like,
They kind of made that connection after.
they make that connection.
Yeah.
So it's a massive identity to it. Like I was speaking to one of the boys, and we were just talking about brand identity. He was talking to me about Astaire, and he was saying you need something like that, because he goes, every time I look at Alcatraz or look at the logo, even if it doesn't say Cortez underneath it, I know exactly what brand it's.
100%. Yeah, it has that recognizability. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you could see a Coca-Cola advertisement, and some of them don't even have the bottle in it. But
Yeah,
if
yeah,
they just
yeah.
mimic that shape.
They have the silhouette of it.
Yeah, it makes you think of it instantly.
Yeah, a bottle cap, or even just they'll be just like, sometimes if I see the certain shade of red, it's like Ferrari.
Yeah.
Ferrari have their own red.
Tiffany's blue.
Tiffany's got their own blue.
Yeah.
So these things kind of tie into a lot of, it subconsciously reminds people of the brand, even if they don't see the name in front of them.
Yeah. 100. What are you right now in your mind thinking is the ideal position for you to be in by the time you get to your 10th episode? By the time you do another check-in like this?
By the time we get to my 10th episode.
Like in an ideal world, when we maybe even set up in this same exact
I'd say
location.
ideally, I'd have hoped to have monetized it even the slightest bit.
Okay.
In any way, whether it be, you know, I've built up enough of a following on TikTok that I get paid for views. I've, you know, maybe done a surprise drop on Astaire, or, you know, someone's reached out and wanted to be on the videos. In any of those ways, I'd hope some form of monetization has happened.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's really and truly all it is.
So I mean, obviously you have comes back to that thing of like balancing like monetization, actually your passion for something as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would you say is like actually your personal idea of success? Like, forget saying like the nice house on the hill.
no,
or
not
whatever,
even the
but, like,
nice,
what do you
but-
think like genuinely is like?
Where I can wake up and I'll do what I need to do in the day, and I'm not tied to a job, or I'm not tied to a commitment that's outside of the passion, or that's outside of what I want to do. Like, let's say if I wake up tomorrow and I don't have to go to work, and I can go out and record a video, and I'm still, you know, enjoying myself with my friends, we're going out to eat, and I'm getting my time to myself. Essentially just my day being my own and not tied to a job.
Right.
Tied
Okay.
to, you know, I've got some of the commitments that I have to partake in or whatever.
So I mean, if money wasn't an object at all, how would your day look?
I feel
Like, if you didn't have to worry about it at
money
all.
wasn't an object at all, I'd wake up, I'd still probably wake up at the same time. I like waking up early, go gym, come home, relax a bit, you know, going out. If money wasn't an object, I wouldn't change much to my days when I'm not working.
It's kind of a tough question.
It's
but
weird
but
to
like,
think, because if money wasn't an object, I feel like a lot of things I'm going to say now I'd get bored of after a week.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
but at least you have the freedom to kind of pick.
Yes, yeah, that's what I mean. I just want the freedom.
Yeah.
Just the freedom to do what I need to do, what I want to do. Like if I wanted to spend the whole day designing, I don't have to worry about anything being paid.
Yeah.
I can do that. It might change. Tomorrow might be different. Saturday might be different. You know what I mean? Just the freedom of whatever the day brings. I can just do it. You could ring me tomorrow and say, "Let's go to an event," and I'm like, "All right, cool, I can go."
To be fair, that's kind of how we live right now as well.
Yeah, it's how we
Which
live.
is good.
On the
which is
nights I'm
good
not
though.
working.
Yeah. Oh,
we-
when neither of us are working.
Yeah, we can kind of just do what we want to do. So I want to be able to do that 7 days a week.
100%. Yeah.
That's it. That's
No, I like that answer. Yeah.
That's it.
I like that answer a lot. Obviously, now you've had, like we said, all those fitness guys on. Now you're looking at kind of going into like more leaning towards more fashion people.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not saying that you're discriminating with who's going to come on next.
No,
or whatever
no,
else, But I just mean like who's someone that you're really looking forward to bringing on the show? Is there someone you can think of right now that you're kind of like you're looking forward to that next episode, or
Not someone.
is that something you don't want to disclose just yet until then?
It's not necessarily something I want to disclose. I just don't think I've not got anyone lined up as of this point in time,
Yeah.
and I've not seen someone who I think. I'm not gonna say I'm selective of who I put on, but I feel like I need to be able to get the feeling that I could have a good conversation with them. if
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Like it'd be able to flow, kind of.
Like
thing.
it would flow, yeah. Not that it would be kind of stop start and we would be struggling on what to say, and I think everyone has to be comfortable in it.
Yeah. 100%.
So there's no one I've seen so far yet. The people I do want to obviously contact, that I will be. But yeah, just to answer the question, I've not got anybody yet that I'm excited for. I've got dream guests, I'd say. Not even dream guests, people I'd love to have on.
Yeah, let's start with that. Who would you love to have on the show?
I think the best person I'd love to have on is either of the Heaton brothers.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like once, I mean, me and you found out they're from Bolton at the same time. I think when we found out they were from Bolton, it was a...
Who are the Heaton brothers, by the way?
Just got George and Michael. You obviously run Represent. Obviously, I don't have to explain who Represent are.
No.
I don't think. I mean,
I don't
Represent's
think,
massive
yeah, I don't
at
think
this
you have
point.
to explain that.
They
part,
know,
but
they know who that is, who they are. And I feel like just because they're from Bolton, they've not lived a similar life, but they've made an absolute, like, I don't know how you describe the brand. It's massive.
I feel like me and you kind of resonate to that early story quite a lot. And we've been following them for years.
Yeah, we've been following them for a very long time. So even when we started working opposite the main
Office,
the headquarters, we kind of thought we'd leave work and be like, wow, like
be sending them portfolios and shit.
Sending them portfolios.
Editing portfolios.
I'd be adding them in my story just so they'd see it.
Yeah.
Like seeing, seeing their cars.
Remember we went to that first ever run club?
Oh, yeah.
And this is when I was doing clothing as well. Well, just right at the start, and I had this really heavy,
You had your heavy
GSM sweater on.
You had your sweater on, I had my hoodie on.
We were
both
not prepped
went
for that run at all.
I went right after work.
Every time we seen a camera, we were like, just trying to make sure the garms are in.
And we only went just to speak to them at the end.
Yeah. And
we didn't even get to speak to them. They'd got off.
You know what? I don't regret that one bit though. I feel like
it was good.
I
mean, if anything, I think that proves something to ourselves that we can go out and get it done if we needed to.
This was how long ago now?
2023. That was. It's 3 years ago.
Damn.
That was 3 years ago we did that.
That was the start of 23 years old, isn't it? Pretty sure.
No, it was the end of 2022.
Oh yeah, right in the summer.
No, it was winter, end of 2022.
No, because I remember it being really warm. That might have also been because we were fucking sprinting.
Yeah, we were hot, but we weren't dressed right for it.
Yeah.
I mean, even when we did that, I remember one of the guys who was working in Manchester at the time, and he seen me, and he messaged me right after. He's like, "Bro, I can't believe you did that running in those clothes."
Yeah, I remember someone spotted
like,
me as well because they had us running through like Piccadilly Gardens.
Yeah. It was, and you had to drag me across the finish line for that one. I can't run. I'm not built for running, but I think that was just a good thing for us to do. We proved to ourselves that, you know what, we can do something.
I think we left work and we just showed up in like 40 minutes. Like,
yeah.
Fuck it,
I wasn't even driving at them times as well.
Yeah.
I just had to get dropped to the train station, get home quickly. Yeah, that was a lot of work. It was fun though. We need to do more stuff like that.
Nah, 100%, man. I feel like we had a lot more free time back then.
Yeah, a lot more, I think.
I feel like now it's time for us to kind of set
though,
things like that up ourselves as well.
Yeah, but it comes with life. I mean, at the end of the day, you get older. I mean, you're 23, I'm 22.
Damn,
I mean, I know I'm saying it like, but you are 23, accept it, bro. you have to accept it. Like, we're not old.
Till 19, bro.
We're not old by any means, but we're not younger either. We're not getting any younger, so.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Time does go fast, innit?
Life changes.
What a cliche, but yeah,
it changes.
I mean, on that note, what's something you want to say to yourself, kind of like when you do look back at this video? Because time's going to pass. The time's going to pass anyway. So like, that's kind of one thing I've been telling myself as well. It's like when I look at something and I think, this is going to take so much energy, or I'm going to have to do this and I have to do it consistently. That time is going to pass anyway. Like that year is going to pass anyway.
Yeah.
So what's something you kind of want to leave with yourself for like when you do look back at this video? So you look back at this video in a year.
I'd say one thing is just kind of enjoy the being in the moment of it all.
Yeah.
I feel like there'll come a time where I will miss these moments of being able to not even have a structure to it. Essentially, just kind of rocking up one day and just recording and just having fun with it. Because there'll come a point where it won't be so much as fun as it will become. It will become a job at one point, because at a certain point I'm going to have to be way more structured and think of different ways to branch out, and it will become a strain at a certain point, and I'll be chasing the feeling of being able to just be in the moment and enjoy it all.
Yeah.
So all I'll say is just keep enjoying it. Keep staying in that moment. Looking at what you've done every day and think, you know what, at least I did something.
Yeah. Just give me a second.
Yeah, let the train pass.
Okay, we're doing something over here.
That's your mode of transport.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go on.
Like you obviously mentioned the structure, and you mentioned how it is gonna have to become like a job at a certain point. Going back to what we were talking about university. You're talking about like how that kind of structured environment really wasn't for you. Do you think the structured environment, or like imposing that structure on yourself, is the only thing helping you, stopping you from kind of moving all this stuff to the next level? Do you think it's fair to say that or categorize it like that? And if so, how are you going to get around it?
I wouldn't say at this stage,
Yeah.
because I feel like at this stage you need to have that fluidity about it and just kind of be everywhere at once. I only say structure because there'll come a time where I've got, let's say if this carries on and the personal brand carries on and Austere carries on and the cars carry on, there'll come a point where I'm going to have to reject certain things for like a video like this.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to put pause on maybe the cars or the clothes and structure it in a sense where I've got a timetable of what I'm doing. And I might have working hours. I might have days where I'm going to have to like give myself the weekend off and have time with my family. You know what I mean? Where I might have an office where I go in at 9 and I leave at 5 and I get everything done in that time bracket. But it might sound contradictory to what I said before, where I don't want to be in that structure, where I was just said I don't want to be in like a job and that 9 to 5 and everything.
Yeah.
But the difference is I have built that, if you know what I mean. So if I don't go into work that day, it's affecting me directly. So that's where I'll happily have that trade-off, because I built all this and I'm never going to want to diminish it and ruin it.
100%, because it's your product at the end
It's
of the
my
day,
product,
isn't
it's
it?
my brand, it's my image.
Kind of wanted to bring up the similarities in both of those things, but yeah, it makes sense the way you explained it, 100%.
Because it's, again, at the end of the day, you can work a job and enjoy it, 100%. People do all. People get degrees to work in jobs and climb the ladder, and you get who are like chartered accountants and lawyers and stuff like that, and they enjoy it, and that's for them, because they would rather go into a well-established company and build up like that.
It's for some people.
I would rather build the established company and have people who, like, don't go wrong, I'll probably have an office and let's say if I got a warehouse for Austere, and there'll be guys like me who don't care about what they put in, what they pack in. At the end of the day, it's just natural.
What do you mean? Sorry, can I expand
Like,
on
let's
that?
just say, I've worked in Amazon, for example.
Right.
I don't really have that care of, if the product is in a good condition.
Let's be honest, you didn't really give a fuck, did you?
I didn't give a shit.
Yeah,
I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have people like that.
That are going to work for you, do you think?
It's
inevitable.
It's inevitable. Regardless, I could do whatever I want. I could probably try build the best work environment possible. But someone somewhere.
Always gonna have that passion about it.
Yeah,
like you
they're not gonna care. So I would rather build a business myself and have a structure that works for me, and it's not gonna help everybody out. But you have to be selfish
100%.
and build your own build your own empire.
I like that. Did you do the message to yourself? I don't think you did. I think you skirted that question a little bit, innit?
I did. I said, enjoy it, be in the moment.
Yeah,
enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment.
That's my memory let me down. What's that one last question you always end with as well? I was gonna ask you, what are two?
Oh, three guests
I'd
I'd like to have. Is it a wasp?
Don't move, bro.
Bro, I've got all black on. I'll be fine.
All right, back to it. What are 3 people that you want to get onto the show, or like call somebody out right now that?
Call someone out.
You want somebody to get that ass in front of the camera?
Let me think. Let's see who I've got. Let me scroll through Insta. Let me think. Who would I want? Who would I want on?
Oh, you gotta cut this shit out.
Who would I want on? I mean,
we're well over an hour, you know. And by the way, this isn't gonna stay in.
Okay, that's fine. This bit's over an hour. Fair enough.
This is like 35.
Okay.
And the other was like 30.
Oh, that's banging. That's fine. Who would I want on?
Yeah. So who were? You know the question. Okay. You know the question. I ain't gonna.
Who would I want on? I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head. Mainly because I feel like maybe I'm putting myself down and saying I don't think they're attainable.
They don't have to be the next guest on the show, but
who would I want?
Before you hit your 10th episode, give me one person that you'd gun for.
Slick Sid.
Okay.
Because I do love the way the brand has been built for him, in the sense that he's not compromised his original designs at all. And he'd be an interesting person to talk to, I think. He's from London.
For everybody watching, that's the Years of Tears.
Yeah, obviously we'll mention that.
Osbat.
He's got Years of Tears, Osbat. And Yeah, I think he'll be a good person to talk to, and heavily fashion oriented, of course. So
Yeah.
him for sure.
So
That's the one person I'd go for. Before my 10th, I'd ideally like to, but if not, I think I could get him within 15 episodes. Well, within 10 episodes.
okay.
I think I could easily do that. But yeah, that's it. Other two people, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, whoever comes. You know what I mean, innit? I don't like putting the pressure on it. I prefer it to be organic.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I much
Like
prefer it
raw.
to be
Innit?
Yeah, just have it very raw, organic, and just you want to be on. I'm welcome.
100%. Is there anything else that you think that you'd want to cover? Like if you were looking back at this video?
No, I think we've covered a fair bit. We've covered more than I thought we would have. To be fair, I mean, you've done very well. Let me give you your flowers
Cheers,
for a
mate.
moment. You've done well. You surprised me.
Man,
Your
give us
episode's
flowers
next.
nowadays.
Your episode's next. Yeah. You're you before my 10th episode.
Okay, 100%.
It's you.
Yeah.
That's my second person.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah, that's it. That's banging. Right.
But yeah, it's been a fucking pleasure.